They say silence.
Oh, you came right in, spill plug. The Doechii situation is sad, spill plug. Why everybody hating on Doechii? Why? I know a lot of people be. I'm Steeler, by the way. Nice to meet you if you're still here. I have no idea what's going on with the Doechii situation. I thought she was just loved. I don't know. I've been tapped out, so I'm just gonna pay attention and let spill plug do her. I'll comment at the end of the video because I don't really know what's going on. Sometimes I interject if I know the story, but I don't really know. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Shout out to spill plug.
They say silence speaks louder than words, but no one expected a whole festival crowd to go completely mute, you guys. Doechii hit the stage, gave everything, and was met with dead air. Not even a murmur, and the internet cannot stop talking about this, you guys.
Not even a fake scream, nothing? Straight silence?
So let's get into this mess, you guys. Before this moment even hit the timeline, anxiety had already blown up online. Doechii first dropped it back in 2019 as a rough bedroom recorded track using the same beat from Doechii's Somebody That I Used to Know. It never hit streaming, but over the years it gained a cult-like following and started popping off on TikTok. Fast forward to 2025, fans were begging for the full version, and she finally gave it to us, re-recorded and fully cleared. So when she performed it live at Poland's opener festival, it should have been a moment, you would think, because Anxiety wasn't just some underground fan favorite. It ate on the charts. After going viral on TikTok, the full version dropped in March 2025 and shot straight up the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 9 in the US and even higher in the UK, hitting at number 4. It quickly became Doechii's biggest hit to date and her first top 10 in both countries. And on YouTube, the music video racked up over 60 million views in just a couple of months, which is big numbers. On TikTok, clips using the sound have been used in hundreds of thousands of videos. It literally soundtracked people's breakdowns, glow-ups, and everything in between.
So she ended up doing this challenge. I think Will Smith ended up doing one. I think so. I think it's a challenge, yeah.
Moral of the story, it was her biggest hit. So yeah, by the time she performed it at Opener Festival, the crowd definitely knew the song, which made their silence hit way harder. When Doechii reached the chorus and held out the mic, expecting the crowd to scream it back, it was crickets. Just straight up awkward eye contact and an atmosphere so still, it almost felt staged.
Feeling anxiety in 3, 2,
sing it!
1.
Anxiety, keep on trying me, feeling quietly, trying to silence me, yeah. Anxiety, shaking over me, somebody watching me, it's my anxiety.
You can sing her ass off. This isn't. I want to see the full context. I want to see. I don't know if Doechii said anything about this, like about this moment. Let me know if she has. I can understand if it was her own concert and it was silent, then, which I don't get as well. You paid your ticket to be silent. Like, you paid your money for a Doechii show and you were silent. So that would actually be worse in that scenario. But in a festival, you don't, like, the festival, as you know, I'm not explaining new information to you. You sell the festival based on many acts. So this particular audience is not just here for Doechii, right? It may be a casual, maybe it, like, obviously Anxiety was big enough on TikTok. I don't know exactly the outside factor of where you're at and if it was bumping where you're at, but it could just be something that they didn't live with. Even something as big as that record seemed to be, we live in different pockets of the internet. Like, we live in different pockets of society where it's not like how it was in earlier times where if a record was massive, you felt it countrywide. It's not like that anymore. There's plenty of concerts that I went to and they played their biggest record and festival, so to speak, and it didn't get like an amazing reaction, but it also didn't get crickets either. So that's also like, it's a concern, but I also get why it may be silent. You may be tired. You may be like, you may be waiting for the set after Doechii, the slot. Maybe she went on at 6:45 and, you know, they're waiting for someone else at 7:15. I don't know. I don't know the circumstance. Maybe they'll explain in the video.
Fans captured this moment from multiple angles, and within hours, many of the clips had gone viral. People couldn't believe how unresponsive the crowd was, especially for a rising artist like Doechii with a huge digital footprint.
They've also claimed that, so to speak, I'm never going to speak bad about TDE because that's the coast. I'm not saying TDE. If you ever come across this, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying that people are alleging that people from TDE artists like Doechii are using bots to inflate the numbers, to inflate the Spotify numbers, to make everything look bigger than what it is. I'm never going to say that about Doechii. I love Doechii. I think she's amazing and talented and she deserves all the success. I just don't know why that particular moment didn't translate. But everybody likes a downfall story. Like you get too big and then they get tired of you. It just is what it is. So it's like, it just seems like Doechii's in a point of her career and her success where they kind of want her to come down a notch, like for whatever reason.
And mind you, this is Doechii's biggest hit. And she was the most streamed female rapper for a period of time. And it was revealed that it was bots. Because nobody is singing this like live. Nobody even knows the song. And I feel like this song is called Anxiety, but it really gives me anxiety when I listen to it. And I'm really not hating it.
You ain't had to say all that. Nah, you ain't had to go low and do that. You could have left that part out. You was trying to clown, my boy.
At this point. And I feel like she kind of ruined the song because the original song was much better. And she is really the most overrated artist in the industry. And I'm not even...
Okay, he's wilding. He clearly doesn't like Doechii. Like, there's other people more overrated. This is the most overrated in the industry, the entire industry, across all genres. He didn't say he didn't say pop and R&B. He said the entire industry. We talking rock, country, pop. You think Doechii's more overrated than Addison Rae? You think Doechii's more overrated? I don't want to get in trouble and just insult people, but like, come on, you can name other artists more overrated than Doechii, or like, I don't know. You let me know. You let me know how you feel in the comments.
She got a Grammy without even being known as an artist. She did sold 11K first week for her album. 11K. This is trash. And
come on, we gotta stop doing that. That first week sales stuff is propaganda. It's based on initial interest. It doesn't determine the quality. It determines initial interest. And it was also said that over time, her first week looked like that, but over time, she had more impressive numbers week to week to week to week, which is more a determinant of like your growth and how much you're growing. Excuse me, I said growth and growing twice. Your growth and also impact. Like you may put out a record and then you'll work the record 6 weeks and that's how you're supposed to develop artists. There's been so many artists that sold a decent first week due to vinyl sales and bundle packages, and then they fell off the chart. This is what it is. I don't know. I'm yapping. I'll watch. My fault.
I feel like she's an industry plant.
Now, that vulnerability may have caught people off guard. Some do argue that the crowd just didn't know the lyrics. Others think the crowd felt the weight of the performance and got stuck in the moment. And some came to Doechii's defense, saying that the silence was actually a sign of respect or even emotional overload. But the video quickly sparked a firestorm all over Twitter, where many questioned Doechii's reach and stats. 300 million monthly listeners don't know her most famous song, not Miss 332 million. This person goes, I think the crowd had anxiety.
I would have cried personally.
Anxiety, keep on trying me, feeling quietly, trying to silence me. Anxiety, taking over.
Baby, why were they so quiet? They must have thought they were doing the mute challenge or something. Now, this happened at the Opener Festival in Poland. I'm trying to figure out what the...
It's not even in the States. It's in Poland. You know, like, I don't know. I think that different crowds in different regions of the planet is different. I do understand that, how they consume, and like, that's just like, I don't think she's bought it. I mean, and if she was bought it, I have no way of proving that. But the point of botting successfully is that there has to be some sort of organic reach first, or it's going to get flagged. You can't do 300 million whatever streaming numbers and it be all bots. That's not how it would work. There's no way. I think it's more to the point of the tweet that just like, people are tired. It's a festival. I don't know if you've ever been to a festival. Festivals suck. Standing in the heat and everything like that. You're tired. You're walking from place to place. It sucks. It's a terrible experience. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe I'm just old, but there's other things to consider. But if you want to run with the Doechii narrative of like she's a bot and an industry plant, I don't agree because of just how developed the records sound and how usually her shows she gives a lot of, she was just, the internet is so fickle. Like I believe maybe if it wasn't 6 months, it was a year ago, people were saying how developed she looks like as a performer, her energy, her breath control. A lot of these things demonstrate that she was properly developed. I don't believe that. I think the industry plant narrative is lazy in my opinion when it comes to Doechii. But I'm not going to tell people how to feel. It is what it is.
Problem was, like, what did Doechii do to deserve the silent treatment? And you got some people saying that this confirms that she is an industry plant. Because how was this song so popular on TikTok to the point where people were begging her to release it after hearing the teaser over and over again? She promoted anxiety so hard. There were so many collaborations, so many viral videos. Like, you could not open TikTok without hearing that song. There is no reason why anxiety couldn't have been her crazy in love, but this right here is not giving crazy in love. It's giving amateur night at the karaoke bar energy. That being said, I wouldn't call Doechii an industry plant because she's been putting out music for years, but of course, y'all weren't checking for her until she blew up, but she's already had hits. However, some people do speculate though that Doechii used bots to boost the streaming numbers of Anxiety, which could explain why the song hits more online than it does in person, but
All over
That's an
Twitter.
industry wide thing though. That's just not a Doechii thing. And like I said, like in order to bot successfully, there has to be organic. There has to be people that genuinely like the record.
People started tweeting, "I'm sorry, but this is how you know your music is just TikTok material. It isn't gonna last. Nobody will remember it, and for that matter, it doesn't even have a meaning anymore. Music used to be something." The way TikTok literally begged her to release the song, and now it's collectively hated.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm with Russ. I'm with the rapper Russ. Hide all the numbers on streaming. Us as the casual fans don't need to know all that information. We should go back. That should be for the industry. That should be for A&Rs. That should be for people in the industry working the record. We should only care about if the record is good to us or not. That's it. Seeing the numbers, seeing and thinking we know everything about like, oh, this is inflated. This must be, this is, no, like they should, Spotify is the numbers, the number era that we are in and people being too concerned with first week sales is hurting the value of the music. We are music consumers. We're not analysts. We're not numbers people. We don't work in marketing. I couldn't give a shit. There's been plenty of records that like are dog shit that end up like, and granted, if I think it's dog shit, that doesn't mean you think it's going to be dog shit. So I just think the numbers bring us so far away from the actual music and actual just enjoying the music. Like it just seems like it's not cool to just be a fan anymore. I don't know.
This is why artists should ignore their fans, because I remember her post asking if she should release it, getting like 9 million likes.
She did what she was supposed to do. She listened to her fans. She delivered it to her fans. I don't think that's ever a bad strategy. Granted, you shouldn't have to tap in with your fans with every release because then they're going to control and determine what you release, and that's not how it should go. It should be a relationship to like, okay, I play a snippet. I'll keep that in mind that this is a snippet that they enjoy. I'll put it out eventually, which she did. It's a good strategy.
Great song, just wrong crowd. This secondhand embarrassment I just felt. Loved the song when it came out, but it just became overplayed. The song was good when it was unreleased and just on YouTube, being a song she made for fun. It's still good now. The meaning hasn't changed at all. Some people just can't read between the lines, and it shows. On Instagram, the reactions were a little different. Her music is good, and it's not TikTok music. It's just that now people have short-ass attention spans and only care about the popular.
And that's what TikTok has done, is detach you from, first of all, shorten your attention span, and it's detach you from the artist. You hear a snippet, and I'm going to go listen to the music based on the snippet that blew up on TikTok. Who's to say that all the streams, that just factors in how it took off on TikTok? Who's to factor in those are even, all of it is not, the number is a number, but who's to say all of that number is the people that are even interested in seeing Doechii live? Not to say that they didn't like the song. That's a completely different argument and debate. But first you have to listen to the song, enjoy the song, and then you still have to use your money. You have to pay for a ticket to even appear at a show, right? Concert tickets are expensive. A lot of those people that were at that show were not just there for Doechii. I have to reiterate that. That doesn't mean the music isn't good. That doesn't mean that she's botted. It doesn't mean, or heavily botted to the point where she deserves the industry plant claim. It just means that we are in an attention currency and snippet climate where people are rarely even consuming full bodies of work anymore. Full albums. It's rare. That's why the album artists like Kendrick Lamar and like these type of artists, they stick out when they make albums, because there's not a lot of people making albums. They make singles because that's what they feel like they can digest. And a lot of artists are not album artists. They are singles artists. That just is what it is. But Doechii isn't one of them. If you heard her last album, it was impressive. Alligator Bites Don't Heal, impressive.
Songs. Doechii is talented as F. I personally am obsessed with her and think she is one of the best female rappers / artists of this decade. She's incredibly talented, and it's giving y'all just don't like hearing music from a dark girl with non-American style beats. But
clock it, Elena. My fault. I didn't mean to do that. My fault.
That's on y'all. People call her TikTok music and don't listen to anything on that album other than Anxiety and Denial is a River. Those are the two I skip now because I'm tired of them. The rest of the album is incredible. I wish people would stop trying to tear down her success when it's well earned. Now, there's been a lot of confusion online about whether Doechii's viral track Anxiety is really hers, and that's because the entire instrumental is based on Doechii's 2011 hit Somebody That I Used to Know, which itself samples a 1965 song called Seville by Brazilian guitarist Luiz Bonfa. So technically, Doechii's version is a song built over a song built over a sample.
Who the fuck cares? Not to say to you, what's your name, young lady? Spill tea? Spill plug? That's not to say, I'm not saying your narrative and you're doing a great job. I love your videos. I'm just saying, whether it's an interpolation, a sample, a cover, which it is in its original lyrics, and they kind of reworked the beat a little bit, but all of that is worked on the publishing end. Who gives a shit? Is this the first time you've ever cared about whether or not this has been done before, or like another artist is this beat belong to, or a large percent of the contribution of the beat belong to a different artist? That people have been interpolating and sampling for years. Don't tell me this is the first time you've ever cared about that shit when it came to Doechii. It can't be. It can't be.
She did not steal the song, she just flipped a recognizable beat into something personal and emotional, and once everything got cleared legally, she released it properly. But the confusion came from how raw and DIY the original version sounded.
You tell them, spill plug.
Think it was unofficial. But
I'll take it back up. I'm talking right in front of her. Let me take it back up. I'm sorry. Let me take it back up.
Technically, Doechii's version is a song built over a song built over a sample. She did not steal the song, she just flipped a recognizable beat into something personal and emotional, and once everything got cleared legally, she released it properly. But the confusion came from how raw and DIY the original version sounded, which made people think it was unofficial. But in reality, she made it in 2019 and the internet just caught up. But whether this whole moment right here was stage nerves or a disconnected crowd or something deeper, the moment definitely has left people divided. They're saying Doechii may have a viral hit on her hands, but if a crowd won't sing along to your biggest song, what does this say about your place in the culture? And Doechii's been making waves lately, not just for her music, but also for some drama at Montreal's festival, where she stopped her set to speak up for Palestine, saying, "Y'all can't be scared to stand up for what you believe in, free Palestine." This was one of the first times Doechii dropped a big political message live, but some started debating whether artists should even get political on stage.
It's the other things around it. I just think it's Doechii's turn to receive that. It's just Doechii's turn in her career, where your songs are being quote unquote overplayed. You're speaking out. You're being vocal. It's not just a product. Now you're adding real things. You're adding your personality, your real thoughts, and the human element that may not be as palatable as just music. Now you're actually contributing your own thoughts, your own emotions. Like when I speak about emotions, I think it was at the Met Gala, like she spoke to her team in a way that people didn't like necessarily. and they found it disrespectful. It's like, how can you talk to her like that? She's just trying to do her job. You know, and people find ways to hate you. It's just, you just got to ride that wave out and keep smacking them with good art and being yourself, which she's doing. So
Y'all can't be scared to stand up for what you believe in. You can't be scared to say what matters.
But this has been what's been going on with Doechii, you guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. What do you think about her performance and how the crowd reacted? And also, what do you think about her recent geopolitical move that's been causing controversy? Let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.
shout out Spill Plug.